Hello and welcome here to the musical listening. This is a channel devoted to educational technology, and today we're going to talk about how to edit in iMovie, the basics of creating a project and editing it. Hi, if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Clay, and I post videos here about how to use various pieces of technology, from apps like Amazing Slowdowner to Google Classroom tutorials. And I wanted to do this live stream here because the channel reached a milestone this week, 100 subscribers, and I'm just so thankful for all of you out there for subscribing and watching and commenting, and it's been great to interact with you here in 2020, and I hope some of the things that I've posted have been able to help you make it through out there during this pandemic while we've been shut down and teaching from home and teaching in various things, and it's been especially hard for us music teachers, and so whatever I can do to help, please leave me some comments, please leave me some questions. We're going to talk about iMovie today. Actually, I've been using Premiere Pro a lot here the last few weeks and months, but I always used iMovie before I did that, and I know a lot of people out there using iMovie for various things because it comes free with Macintosh. Let me know down in the comments what you're using to edit your videos. And I know a lot of us, with the end of the term coming up and end of the semester, maybe after December for us, with virtual ensembles coming up, that you might be thinking of putting a virtual ensemble in iMovie. If that's something you want to see, or if you want to see it in Premiere Pro, let me know. I want to put here what's going to help everybody the best. So just leave me a comment, shoot me an email, and happy to do that. All right, so we're going to jump into iMovie here. And that is just the most amazing hairdo, isn't it? I don't know, I was messing around with something back in August. No telling what that is. No, I know what that is. It's just a little test that I was doing. All right. So the first thing that I want to do here is create a new project. Okay, new movie. And to keep iMovie nice and organized with all my events, I would like to create a new event. All right, and this is a video that we're going to be editing here for my wife's YouTube channel. Actually, if you've not checked her out, it's Julia Sakharova. It's just her name. Lots of great violin playing, and this is actually some All-State excerpts that she recorded for her students as a resource for them. So I'm just gonna put in here All-State. Okay. All right. Then we're gonna go over here to Import Media. I already had this set up here, these shortcuts. You can set these up if you just click on that. If you just right click it, you can make it a favorite there in iMovie. All right, so I'm gonna go there, got the Allstate excerpts here, and just get the stuff here. Grab the stuff that we're gonna be doing here, which is this Tchaikovsky. Here we go, and then the other, yes, the Mozart. Wait, there were two Tchaikovskys. Where are they? Here we go. And this one, there was one more. That's it. All right, import selected, because we're going to do a couple of things here. All right. And I have 3 separate tracks. All right, this one here is, whoops. And you can play this up here in the playhead. Whoops. All right. Probably a little loud for you guys there. That's the Tchaikovsky, obviously. All right.
It's crucially important for this particular excerpt because it's possible to play this excerpt without changing the speed.
That's also the Tchaikovsky. Right, there's the Mozart that we want. And there's our sun there in the background. All right, so I'm going to drag the video down there. And let's see here. There is the audio for the Mozart. All right. Mozart Symphony number 29. And go ahead when you have your clips in there, or wherever you're getting them from, if you can have them labeled. All right, you can see that the title shows up down here in the audio, which is nice. All right, so I know where everything is. Now, the one drawback about iMovie and, trying to record some nice audio like we might be doing for, a music something or, virtual ensemble or whatever, is that there is no synchronize button in iMovie. You just have to line it up and do the best you can. So here we go. Let's do that now. Now over here is the slider. Forgive me. And what this does over here, this is the I'm zooming in on the clip or zooming out. All right, so in the timeline, and for lining up audio, I really want to zoom it out all the way here. Okay. And actually, I can just grab this down here and drag it. And by zooming out, I can really see the waveform here, okay? And I can drag this, and it will drag ever so slightly in very small increments. And I just have to mess around with it until it lines up the way I want it to. Because what I did was I recorded it with my Canon 60D, and then had the mics set up, the nice mics, recording into the Zoom recorder is the way we did this. So. Alright, so that's not quite lined up there. You can hear the echo. Let's try this. Great. I don't hear any echo anymore. All right, so that's pretty lined up. Now to make sure that I am getting just, and I'm going to zoom this back in here, all right, because I don't need that anymore. To make sure I'm just getting the audio, this audio, okay, from the Zoom recorder, I'm going to completely mute. You could detach it and delete it. I don't really see any reason to do that. If I drag this volume slider all the way down here, then the audio there is muted. There's no separate buttons over here for audio track. It's just this sliding up and down there. Well, you do have also up here at the top, you have volume button. There we go. All right, which you can also set it there. Okay, 0%, which should set at 0%. When you click on that one, you see now this one is at 100%. The next thing I want to do is all this, where we were setting up and getting ready, and before she starts playing, is to find the entry point, okay? And I can split this a couple of ways. I can right-click it there, okay? I can go up to Edit under the menu, okay? Really easy. Excuse me. All right. I'm sorry, Modify. All right. I highly, highly recommend memorizing the keyboard shortcuts. That will save you so much time when you are doing this. Let's go here right before she's about to play, right at that play hit, and I'm going to hit Command B to split it there, and I want to split it in the same place. Okay, all right, then I'm going to highlight both of those that I don't want, and I'm going to click Delete, and iMovie automatically moves them back to the beginning of the timeline. Here we go. And so then I'm going to do the same at the end here, okay? And depending on what I want at the end, if there's any kind of text or whatever, maybe I leave some space there at the end. But for this, I'm just going to, this is just a performance, so I'm just going to pretty much do it right when she ends the note there. Okay, and again at the playhead, Command B, same spot, Command B, and delete this. All right, and that's the video. I'm going to zoom this back in here. All right, and that's going to be great. Now, notice here, I don't have any peaks. I don't see any yellow down here in the audio timeline. And what that means is that it's probably going to be actually kind of quiet. iMovie doesn't give you any super fancy way to know exactly what the audio is doing except for this waveform. So what you want to do is move this up just a little bit here. All right, as long as it's not crackling there. Okay, let's see. Well, that's like almost 200%. Let's go at, say, 140. And you see, once I go up to 140, and right here in this one little spot, let's zoom in here. I'm sorry, wrong way. Okay, I really only get to some yellow there in that one little spot, and you can see everything else is pretty far below. Let's double check here. And let's see, make sure that's not going to be too loud there, especially in that one place where it's kind of peaking a little bit. I think that's going to be fine. Let's see what would happen if we did raise it up, because with music, us being music teachers here, mostly concerned about the audio, want it to be great. Even if I go up here to 178%, it's still only in that one spot where it starts to peak a little bit. Let's see what happens if I just leave it there. Sorry, I want to hear that one more time. You know what, I'm going to leave it because I'm just double checking. Okay, so because everything else, you really want to hear the highs and the lows. Now you can come up here to the volume, lower volume of other clips it has, and let's see. There is some options to reduce some background noise here in iMovie and some other things. There's no real normalization of the audio though here in iMovie. Let's double check that, make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Yeah. There is no normalizing audio. Okay, when you go into the search for help. Okay, so this is about as good as it gets here with that. Let's check it one more time. Sorry. Because my volume was pretty low on my headphones. Make sure that's not happening. Maybe we will take this down just a touch here till we don't see any red there. Let's try that. Okay. All right, so we'll leave it there and be done with it. And you actually, you don't want to normalize audio when you have a piece of music like this, because you want to hear the dynamics. You want to hear the highs and the lows. And so it's really important that, you get a good recording to begin with before you start editing. That's, of course, the easiest thing to do. Now, if you're doing a virtual ensemble and you're getting lots of recordings together and people have been recording in all sorts of spaces, then, that's hard to do. And you're going to have to, sort of manually go in and normalize it here like I was doing just with the slider. There is one other feature I would want to show you. If you need to crop something out in iMovie, all right, it's what it is crop to fill. And so say I wanted to put this out there, all right, and our son is sitting back there patiently because he was recording something. Also, I can bring this down just like this, okay, and still keep her in the picture, all right, and then I click return. Here we go. Let's see what that looks like overall. And I can sort of do a quick pass-through preview here and see. It's pretty good. You can still kind of see him in there. Let's see what happens here. I'm just curious if I'm just hitting return. By the way, to get the movie started, the keyboard shortcut for that is to press the space bar. All right. If I do a pass-through, all right. It actually looks pretty good. Okay. You can really see her up close playing and bow hold and all that stuff and the way she's moving. So maybe we'll leave that, okay? Leave it cropped in and filled in there. Now, to export this, a couple of options here. You can go straight to YouTube. What I would suggest is, my personal favorite when using iMovie is to export file, because it's going to be a rather big file. Well, I don't know, 88.7 megabytes is not too bad here. But let's see. Yeah, it will only let me export in the resolution that it already is. I can't upgrade, or what's the word I'm looking for? Export it. Like in some programs, you know, even if you're in 1080, you can export in 4K. If you want to do that, there's really no reason to do that. Let's see. High quality, best, ProRes. We'll just leave it on high. Let's do this on better quality. Let's see. Usually what I've done here is go into actually best ProRes, which is a pretty big file, but then use another program called Handbrake to compress the file for me. All right. Here's where I would put the title, of course, and this is, I'm sorry, Mozart Symphony Number 29 Violin Excerpt. All right. Tags, I'm gonna leave that, and then I would click next. Now, if you just want to upload it straight to YouTube and have them compress it, you know, you could do it on this and it would be just fine. And then you click next. It's going to ask you where you want to save it here. I want to go back to where I was. There we go. The all state excerpts. Here we go. Mozart Symphony Number 29. Okay. Save. All right, and it's going to write my file there. It's going to take just a minute to render it. And then it's done. And then I would go and upload it. Okay. Now I want to show you one other thing here, which is if you've kind of recorded some things out of order, what would you do to kind of move them around? So we have another excerpt. So I'm going to go back to projects here. Oh, it's asking me to name this. All right. I'm going to click OK there. I'm going to create new movie. And I'm still using the same event, right? It still has all my same clips in it. And I already know that these two are the Tchaikovsky that I'm looking for. Okay. So I'm going to drag these down here. Let's see here. Go ahead and zoom these in just a little bit. Well, let's see here. Get the audio track down here. Get this audio track here. Actually, I'm going to do these one at a time, and I'll tell you why here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and trim these up. Because when you're dragging these audio files around or video files around, you can cut into another file and accidentally delete something. Alright, so again, zoom all the way. And I'm looking for this wave form here. Looking for a good place where I can see it and line it up. So I'm going to drag that there. Let's see what that's like. That's the part where we want to cut out. That's pretty lined up there. Alright, right off the bat. Alright, so as you can see, as we all do, stuff to cut out at the beginning there. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that here. So here's where the final take here to start. I'm sorry, this one. Alright, so let's cut it right here. And then also right here. Alright, and delete all of that here. And then that's the end there. Okay, so then, all right. And then of course I want to minimize this volume here. All right, now I'm going to zoom this back in. Because what we want to do is, I kind of like to put the performance after the tutorial. We didn't do it in that order, and plus we also had a little bit more that she wanted to say here in this clip. Alright, so we're going to add that also back to the tutorial section there. Alright, so what I do is, all I have to do is zoom in here. Alright, because now I have these two separate clips, and I'm just going to drag this over. Okay, I wanted to actually punch that down for me, which was good. And I'm going to zoom this in here. I'm going to find the end of the tutorial of the talking here.
And it coming down. The other good tool would be if you have a piano, you can actually hope to see you soon again in the next video.
And there's the end of that. And then we have the performance there. Okay. Now, the other bit there was this. All right, I'm going to go back. That we wanted to add in there. So, wait, hold on. If I drag this down, iMovie just scoots it over for me there. And then I can zoom in again. Again, I need to line up audio with the video. Let's find a spot where I can really see the waveform here. I'm looking. There we go. Let's see here. Maybe this is it. This will do it for me. Drag that over. Whoops, that wasn't it. Hold on. Maybe I didn't drag it over some more. Whoops. Getting diminishing returns here. Hold on. Gotta find it. This is why it's easier if you find a bigger spot here. And actually, you know, you can zoom this in. Let me show you this. Aha. It will zoom in wherever the playhead is, right? So that made it a little bit better. So let's go here. There we go. See how I did that? I zoomed out like that so I could see the big chunk in there where she was playing a lot. All right, and wherever you put the playhead and then you zoom in, it's going to expand on that spot there. Alright, and then going to again minimize the volume there. Okay, get to the part that we want. Cut it there. Cut it there. Delete this. And then also at the end, okay.
That much better. Thanks for watching.
And then we're going to clip it here, clip it there, again, delete. All right. And then I have my complete video with tutorial, and performance. All right. So cutting it up, moving things around as I need to, so I can get them in the order that I want. All right, and then I would just go through the export like I did before, name the file, and then upload it to YouTube, excuse me. All right, so that's the basics of iMovie: importing it, dragging it down to the timeline, splitting the clip, make sure that probably the biggest thing for us musicians and grabbing better audio is using this zoom in, all right, so that you can see the audio better and have an easier time lining it up. The other thing about zooming in like this is that when you go to move it and it's completely zoomed in right here, you're only moving it a very, very slight amount. If you're zoomed in here, then you go to move it, you're moving it quite a lot. Okay, and it's going to be hard to line up. So just go ahead and do this. It's quick, and then you have an easy time lining up the audio there. All right. I hope this helps. Thanks again on the 100 subscribers. It was a great week for us. And leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think. What do you want to see? What are you guys doing for your virtual ensembles? What are you doing with video out there during this pandemic while we're all learning from home and learning remotely? And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.